Cybernation Uncensored.
Welcome to Cybernation Uncensored. I'm Tracy, aka Stinkpalm 007, and this is session 1 of our new Cyberpunk RED campaign. I know you're a Twit, but what am I? Yeah, players, go ahead, say something so we can see if all the mics are working. Wave hi if you feel like it.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
All right. Chat, let us know if we're having any problems. All right. So, yeah, today we're going to kick off our campaign. But first, I wanted to thank our sponsors. So thank you, Lion Banner Games, Studio Agate, Free League Publishing, Sirenscape Fantasy Grounds, Modifius, and Loki Battlemats. We wouldn't be able to do all this without you guys. I also want to thank Artel Sorian because like Cyberpunk Red is awesome, and like yeah, I mean nothing more to say on that. And finally, I wanted to also mention that Cybernation Uncensored is doing a open casting call for Star Trek 2D20 campaign that's kicking off, GM by ELH. So that should be awesome. Throw your hat in the ring if you want. With that done, move on to some introductions, and then we'll kind of get going on our whole story and introduce the whole like story and the setting, and then all of our players and everything. So, I'm Tracy. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, sometimes Reddit as Stinkpalm 007. I am a ttrpg creative and pro GM. And actually, I'm really excited because today we just put out my latest D&D supplement. It's a collaboration with Dungeons with Plumbing, and we put out Drunk and Disorderly on drive-through. So if your bards are getting into a little whatever, or your fighters are drinking a little too much, get a hold of this and throw some surprises at them. We have a bunch of conditions and such for intoxication. Also, yeah, the only other thing to mention is that you can catch me here on Fridays also for the High Riders campaign. So now let's go over to the players. Introduce yourself. Tell us where people find you, what you're up to. We will introduce your characters in just a little bit here. So intro yourself, and why don't we just kick it off with Kurt?
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Kurt, also known as Covenant the Horrible Alchemist. You can find me everywhere at my name or Covenant. I occasionally stream sometimes on my own channel. But other than that, you can catch me over at Emporium Wayward Gamer, where we have various projects going on and in the works. Right now, we're taking a holiday break. But after the first of the year, our Star Trek campaign will be kicking off, as well as soon to... not Star Trek, Star Wars. Star Wars, sorry. We're the Force, not the Vulcan way. As well as Saltmarsh Legends on Wednesday nights. And then soon we will be starting up Blade Runner coming...
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to be starting up Blade Runner in February. So keep an eye out for that one, friends. That's it for me. Everything else has to do with the character. I'm just happy to be here.
All right. Diamond Dust, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Diamond Dust. I am a VTuber from the Moonlighters group. We're a small stream support group. I pretty much stream every day, and today's my first start of a new campaign with Cybernation. I run my own Cyberpunk RED game on Wednesday nights, and I also do homebrew like every Saturday. Looking to also probably pick up Pokemon ttrpg here in the upcoming year. I go by she, her.
All right. And next up is Crimson. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hey, y'all. I'm Crimson Galaxy. That's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. My pronouns are they, them, she, and they, and you can find me all over the place, really. Find me on Twitter at sin_gal, both Twitch and Instagram at crimson_galaxy_RPG. And you can find me all over the place as far as games go. Just this week alone, I have Squid Menace tomorrow over on Alakazam's Twitch channel, which is a 5e homebrew mini campaign at noon Pacific. On Wednesdays, I have Things from the Flood on Party Wipe Games at 1 p.m. Pacific. On Friday, I'm going to be doing Don't Rest Your Head on Other Doc. Oh, Thursday this week is also going to be over on Horde of Tales. We're going to be doing, I think, the penultimate episode of our 12 campaign, which is a homebrew system that one of my friends actually, well, I became friends with them through this game because the creator of the game is the one running it. But yes, their new game that just came out a little bit ago. And that's all I'll plug for today.
All right. And last but not least is Anthony. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello. It's me again, Anthony. And you can't really find me anywhere on social media that I would like to plug here, but you know, I'm on the Discord. If you want to contact me, that's the best place to do it. Anything else is really an in character moment, and I will save it for later. But yeah, you can call me Anthony, you can call me Bell, whatever you want. Other than that, I go by he/him, and I hope it's a good stream today. In fact, I know it will be.
All right. So, we're going to get going with this. So I wanted to start with a little bit of just kind of setting the scene overall for the world, as well as moving into Night City and what we will be doing this particular week in Night City. So, Cyberpunk in general, Cyberpunk RED. In the 1990s, the United States collapsed into a fractured, failed country. Without government regulation and oversight, megacorps have run amok. They decimated the environment, exploited the masses in the never-ending pursuit of profit. Before long, megacorps grew in power to the point that they controlled the governments who once regulated them. By the 2000s, megacorps had become so powerful that they started wars of their own. The worst of these conflicts, the Fourth Corporate War, was fought in the 2020s between two massive military security corps, Arasaka and Militech. Over several years, they fought a brutal worldwide war that culminated with the bombing of Arasaka Towers in Night City with a nuclear device. When the dust had settled, international trade had been brought to a halt, but the greatest long-term damage came from a computer virus, data crash, that was created by a brilliant netrunner named Rash Bartmoss. Data crash quickly and quietly spread through the net, a worldwide system of interconnected computers which contained the vast majority of all data and information on the planet. In the end, 78% of all data had been corrupted, and the net had become too dangerous to even use due to malevolent AI programs known as Rabbids. During rebuilding, one corporation emerged as a clear leader in communications technology, Ziggurat. Led by UR, Ziggurat established internet and communication systems localized to specific cities called CityNets, or data pools. The CityNet contained all you needed, such as all-in-one social media platform called The Garden, business websites, TV, radio stations, maps, and an open source encyclopedia known as Citypedia. Even communications such as phone calls and texts were routed through CityNet infrastructure. Now we find ourselves in the year 2045. Night City is still recovering from the Fourth Corporate War of 20 years prior. An enormous scar known as the Hot Zone sits in the center of Night City, a remnant of the destruction of Arasaka Towers. Portions of the city have been rebuilt and now are safe, secure places to work and live, but only for those with wealth and power. While others areas, the city, the combat zones are considered ungovernable, and even the police will not go there. The combat zone is a mixture of slums, tenements, condemned and unstable buildings, as well as ruins and wreckage left over from the war. So that sets our kind of world that we're operating in, our tone. But I want to stop for a moment and before I introduce the campaign, I insert a little disclaimer. This story is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, events, incidences are all the co-creations of this table and our imaginations. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. So, the actual mission, the job. Campaign intro. You are the head of Ziggurat has become erratic lately. It started with a fairly small body sculpting adjustment. They made minor changes to the shape and color of their eyes. As always, this alteration was met with both criticism and adulation. Normally, that is where it ends, but not this time. UR started banning accounts critical of them en masse, including a number of high-profile accounts, which stirred up even more criticism. Then UR changed their bio to Chief Twit and posted a video in defense of their actions that was just plain weird. Some felt UR's response was vaguely ableist and classist. After that, it got even worse. UR started making policy proclamations about CityNet and the Garden as a whole without warning, details, or context, yet they were publicly threatening to fire their employees if they didn't implement these changes. By the end, threatened to fire them. Now, most of UR's videos are either agitated and threatening policy proclamations or excited and confused diatribes that somehow involve Rash Bartmoss. So, we're going to start with introducing Dreamer. So, Crimson, tell us a little bit about Dreamer, what she's wearing today, where like their place where they live, and personality, some of the general things about like your general routine. We're going to probably catch you in like early afternoon.
Early afternoon, all right. Well, I imagine today, since well, yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm wearing my typical outfit today. I do have a few that I like to switch between sometimes. Dreamer is wearing like a leather jacket that has patches a lot like this on it, and she has hair that's split red and her natural brown, and she does wear a hat like this as well. I'm doing my best approximation of her outfit right now that I can do. But yeah, so essentially she is like someone who wants to go out of her way to make the world better for the everyday people. That is actually kind of the whole point of her name. She became known as Dreamer because she likes to try to help people like achieve their dreams to make their world a little bit brighter. You know what I mean? And as far as what she's doing today, I think she's just like probably in her car driving around and just keeping her eye out on the road, seeing what's up, essentially.
All right. Do you have any regular haunts that you would stop by on such a day like this?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, there's probably this like real tight like vegan punk bar down in like a corner somewhere of some building that she goes to because like vegan food, good beer, why not?
All right. So we find you on the Sunday early afternoon, and you are stopping off getting some vegan food, listening to some punk while you're over in the University District, because of course there's like vegan punks over there.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
And so you were in there when you see out the front window, you see a El Camino pull up, and it's a nice El Camino lifted. It even has like big tires for dealing with combat zone areas, and but looks really nice. Um, and a woman pops out. Um, she's a little bit short, a little bit round, but not totally out of shape. Um, but and middle aged. She comes over towards you, and you recognize her. She works for a major fixer that you have worked for in the past. This is Lila. Lila is the right hand man of Mama, the one of the local fixers, um, who has given you jobs in the past and worked with your family in the past. Um, and Lila comes up to you and says, "Oh, Dreamer, I've been looking for you for some time. I need you. Mama needs you. She got a real important job for you guys. I need you to get gather your people and meet over at Mama's. And she's saying no electronics right now, no phones, no texts.
All right.
So you're gonna have to go round up your group and get over there as quick as you can. She's got something for you guys special."
All right. I'll get over there as quickly as I can, and it's gonna be hard finding everybody without using the phone. I was actually gonna ask why you didn't just hit up my burner, but that makes sense. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll head that way.
All right. So let's go in. Let's go in. Move over to Anthony. See where Anthony's at, and we'll have you come pick up Anthony first.
All
So I'd like to imagine I'm kind of hanging out, a few blocks away from where where Dreamer is. I'm hanging out around a bench. I'm kind of like on my little laptop, taking notes with my virtuality goggles over my face so I can type while I'm in the net space. And I'm currently trying to get into a phone that I jacked off of a Red Chrome guy. Someone hired me to hack into it, so I'm just trying to get into it. It's really hard though. Guy had some good protection on there.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about Pseudo. Just about your character in general, what you look like, and some of that sort of stuff.
Well, Pseudo generally looks like me. I even got the shirt on to prove it. He usually can be seen wearing a dress shirt. He has a beard like mine. He has hair like mine. Sometimes he wears like that a kind of flat cap like you might see in a show like I don't know, what's that show with the British people,
Peaky
the British
Blinders.
Mafia show. Yeah, the Peaky Blind, kind of like that. Someone's gonna shoot me for not remembering the name.
It's okay.
Yeah, but he usually wears a flat cap. And he's a net runner. He's a known troublemaker in the area. But he does work for a corporation. He works mainly for Militech on the side as a kind of like a freelance IT guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than that, he's sitting on that bench and he's hacking his phone.
Right.
Also, I would like to note people generally don't like him.
And so you're hanging out on a park bench. You're nearby. Prisman, Dreamer you're aware that Pseudo goes over to this park to cause trouble, or work, or whatever it is he does.
right.
And so since it's nearby, you'll swing by there and go pick him up.
All right. Yeah, I'll drive up to the park, see them. I'm not gonna honk because that's rude. I park the car, get out, and walk up over to them. Hey, Pseudo, you ready for a job?
I don't even look over. I just say, "What's the job?"
I'm not entirely sure yet. They're keeping it on the hush-hush, but, they, want some of our crew in there because, apparently this is like a private gig. That typically means it pays a little bit better. So
Say no more. Puts away his laptop, puts away his agent, kind of puts it in like this lead-lined bag, and he hops up and jumps in whatever vehicle is Dreamer's driving.
Yeah, Dreamer, tell us a little bit about your vehicle.
yeah, I am a fifth. I have 5 rank points in my moto skill because I'm a nomad. So I actually was able to get the high performance car instead of the compact car.
Mhm.
So I imagine that this car is like something like the equivalent of what like a 67 Impala would be. You know, still big seats, have back seats that people can sit in and everything, but it's got like a much more powerful engine than what Impalas typically had, because the 67 actually had the Corvette engine from that same year. So something along those lines is definitely what I was thinking for this car.
Nice. What color?
Oh, I think it's got to be like, you know what? I'm gonna
Like
go purple.
a really ugly 60s pink.
Nah, I was actually thinking like a dark royal purple.
Nice. Nice. All
That's how
right.
you got to do it.
So, yeah, you hop in the purple Impala, um, and
Huh. Upgrade.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
sorry.
family.
I was in character. I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah, my family just hooked me up with this after the last job I just completed. They let me swap my car out, so this one's got some get up and go to it, unlike the last one.
Is it like the last one where I'm going to lose connection in here?
I mean, you might lose it worse if we're moving fast enough.
Fair enough.
All right. And Diamond Dust. Where
Hello.
would we find Frost?
Frost lives in the north. I don't know if you've looked at cubes and containers before, but Frost lives up in the North Cargo Village, up in New Westbrook, just a little ways from basically the rebuilding area, but not paying the price for living in that area. So she's living the cargo container life, staying out of company business. As like I had stated before, Frost, her backstory with her, she works for Lazarus, the Lazarus Group, or as handling like little cleanup jobs for corporations who don't want it on their payroll, but also just need someone to disappear or someone to shut up. But she lives in the cargo containers because you can bounce around between different ones, and you have enough space to live in, but you still have a little bit of anonymity, except
Nice.
for your landlord knowing probably which one you're in at that time. Most likely she's just probably looking out over like new Elfline stuff, because that's what she does in her off time, just kind of help keep her brain stimulated. She does a little bit of trading cards and a little bit of well, she's working on trying to get Segatari for herself, but she swaps that out. Other than that, it's just kind of waiting to see if Lazarus has any new jobs for her.
Cool. And what does Frost look like?
So she stands at just about 5'10", not too muscly, but a very lean woman. A lot of EMP threading over her body, a few light tattoos. She's also got a kill counter. If you look close enough, it does shine through her shirt, like right over her heart. Biomonitor included. There is a few lumps on her back from where her Sandeva stand is sitting. And trying to think what else she has. Also, she also has scratchers, painted red.
Nice. All right. So, yeah, you're hanging out at your cargo container, just kind of chilling on elk lines, and that would be around the time that Pseudo and Dreamer basically are like pulling up to your place to go swoop you up for this. So I'll let Pseudo or Dreamer kick it off here.
Yo, you want me to go like knock on her door? I know her a little better. I mean, she at least won't put a gun in my face. Is what I'm saying, you know.
I definitely feel
maybe.
that. I know that we got some history and shit, so I think I'll leave it to you for sure.
Yeah. Keep the engine running just in case.
Obviously.
And I'll go up to Frost's door and knock very lightly.
So Frost immediately goes, quietly picks up her handgun, goes up to the door, peeks open.
Hey, Frost. Me and a buddy, we wanted to pique your interest to it for a job. You got some time?
Last I checked, you don't have a Lazarus badge, do you?
I mean, I got a smartass badge. I mean,
How are you doing, Pseudo?
how the fuck you think I'm doing?
Looking at the same shit, different day. All right, okay. What are we talking though? Before I step foot out of here, what are we talking?
Well, employer says no phones, no technology right now.
Oh,
I'd wager this is a pretty high profile job. I don't know.
okay.
I think you'll see. You'll have to see.
This better be good.
But
This better be good.
it'll be good. And if it's not, I owe you a drink. All right, I'll owe you whatever the hell you want to drink. I don't know what you drink, bro. And I settle my cane into my arm and I just kind of walking back to the car.
I kind of peek out at the car and like you just see Frost's expression drop from seeing Pseudo to just kind of like, oh, okay.
Roll down the window. What's up? Got a job.
Frost just immediately closes the door, goes, picks up a few of her things, comes back out, locks her container, and just quietly gets in the car. Just kind of sinks into the seat. Full knowing that, the nomad driving this car has pulled one over on her, and it's something that just kind of, like in the situation of a face down, like Frost just is not going to do too well against Dreamer in this situation.
Hey, thanks again for botching that last job. It got
How
me
about
this
you
sick new ride.
How about you shut the hell up before this becomes my car?
Oh yeah, good luck with that.
Let's be nice about this if we're doing business together. All right?
Yeah,
Guys,
I'm down.
guys,
I might-
come on.
honestly,
We got
honestly,
one
you got
more to pick
skills.
up,
All
guys.
right,
Come on.
we gotta
You
go.
got skills, and I want to work with you. That's this whole thing.
Yeah,
like
so
you got
let's-
skills that we can take advantage of.
Let's keep old beef behind us then. Or
Sounds good.
Or I guess in your case, old tofu behind us.
All right, sounds good. I think we got one more stop to make before we head that direction.
Yeah, I input the address to where we can find Burnout into the GPS, and yeah.
All right. So where do we find Burnout today?
Burnout's in a hole-in-the-wall bar in Japantown. He is chasing his thoughts and the predicament that he has found himself in with some knockoff whiskey. He very much just, interacting only when with the bartender, only for lack of a better term, to order another round, and is just waiting. Has probably about half a dozen missed calls from Dreamer, yeah, that's probably about it.
I was told no phones, so I wouldn't have called.
No. Like, I'm sure you probably got a hold of him to, like, let him know that there is a job. Like, that you would be picking him up, like you were going to be picking him up, kind of thing, or whatnot.
I'd probably just shoot a text.
There you go. Yeah. Series of missed texts.
On red. or are you just leaving Dreamer on red?
I am 100% leaving Dreamer on red.
Oh, that's just rude.
I'm used to it. This person's incredibly busy, and I'm not worried about that. Like, just send them the text. They'll see it, maybe, and then they'll know. So when I get there, they'll be informed.
You can see, like, so Burnout's kind of sitting there. He's not in his full, like, normal, quote-unquote, trauma team garb. He's in a pair of, hand-me-down navy khaki pants, cargo pants. A pair of good solid boots and an overcoat that has the trauma team logo on it. This is probably more or less what you'd see them wearing around the compounds or whatnot when they're not actively out going on a mission. Underneath that, he's got his he's just got some nondescript band name T-shirt underneath it, and then next to him he's got a duffel bag with his with a kind of like a riot gear helmet almost sitting on top of it.
All right.
Frost, I think you got this one. You know him the best out of all of us.
All right, I'll go see the grumpy bastard, see what he wants. That Frost gets up and is gonna make her way into the bar. She's wearing just wearing like a leather jacket that just goes past her hips, and it's a little big for her, but her hands are able to come out of the sleeves. Also a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt. Just try and match with most of the people out on the street. She comes into the bar, takes a seat next to Burnout.
He just kind of like looks
Doc.
He just kind of looks over to Frost, and like in the process of doing so, only one of his eyes kind of flickers as he's looking Frost over. Well, you ain't got nothing outside, so what do you need? Or is this about today?
I'm just letting you know the ride's here, but do you need one more for the road?
Nah, I've been day drinking since 9.
Doc, oh gosh.
He leans down, grabs the duffel, like unzips it just enough to see like a series of like bandages and syringes and all kinds of medical supplies, and like nestled inside that is a shotgun with a bunch of shotgun shells, and he just zips it up, throws it over his shoulders like, all right, so what are we doing?
So first things first, do you need food before we go anywhere? Because like,
no.
All right. Just want to check. Come on out. Dreamer's out front. It's got a new set of wheels too, but
like when Burnout walks out, he sees Dreamer's car, and he just like, Dreamer, does the concept of inconspicuous mean anything to you?
I'm like rolling down on the window.
Hey.
Yo!
Doc! What's up, Doc?
And I motion a little like vegan burrito in his face.
I mean, shit. All right. And he's like, I'm not gonna turn down free food.
I mean, I don't think this car looks that showy. It's just got a lot of power under the hood. If you think it looks showy, I'm like, I don't know. It's just a nice classic.
All right, and he doesn't even he just opens the door, climbs into the back, but he does the whole worst way possible, gets into the back
God.
ass first, and is just and then sits down and puts his bag on his lap, and he's just like, y'all are lucky I have money.
Are you comfortable as Frost gets it on the other side?
Never, but here we are.
Understandable.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we gotta head to the spot where we'll actually find the details about this job, and
This better be good.
I'm really curious. Let's go. And now that we're all in the car, I'm gonna drive a little more recklessly, I think. Just get there quick.
All right. Well, then why don't we just kick it off with a roll for you, and give me a pilot land vehicle roll just to see how recklessly insane you can be.
Oh, that's not the button.
So on your character sheet, on the skills tab, you'll go over there and perfect. All right.
22.
Yep. So you are tearing around like a maniac, and
This is definitely not going to attract the cops.
definitely not going to attract cops. But also, Burnout, you are sloshing back and forth in the back seat there.
Don't you vomit. Don't you do it.
And you're eating that vegan burrito that has who knows what sauce on that. So why don't you give me a resist torture drugs?
Okay.
Don't you go vomiting on me, Doc. Don't you do this.
Okay, that's under skills, right?
That's under skills tab. It is a body skill. And
all right. Oh, this is not going to go well. All right, resist torture and drugs. All right, here we go. Let's see how well he likes it. I mean,
Oh, he loves it.
all right. Yeah, so you're just like, you're gonna lose your lunch, but you're gonna lose it before you do. So, there might be an opportunity in there.
all right then.
I'll leave that the ball in your field for that.
If they make any visible movement, like they're starting to get sick, I just put my hand over and roll their window down.
I just kind of Burnout just puts his helmet on, but lifts the front guard up, and then just kind of leans his head out the window for a few, and just lets the cool air kind of blow on his face. We've all been there. We know what I'm talking about. All right. To kind of keep it down. And he kind of, after he settles for a minute, all right, he's like, what the hell is in this damn burrito?
It's vegan.
Well, it's got some
Vegan.
I picked up a bunch of them. It's got some gluten made fake chicken shit with also some tofu in there, and then beans and rice and a little bit of hot sauce.
I think the hot sauce. I think the hot sauce is done turned.
It might have been the peanut sauce I put in there too. That might be part of it.
Why would you add peanut sauce to hot sauce?
At that, Burnout literally sticks his
bro,
head back out. And
you don't like peanut sauce?
He throws up all over the side of the car. It just gets everywhere, right? And he comes back in, he goes, it's a good thing green complements purple. And then he just pulls the face shield back down over his face.
God damn. I just got this car. Come on.
Build character.
Frost is not able to
says
help but
this-
snicker a little bit.
Builds character.
As he
Be all
says
right.
this, I'm putting like fake peanut butter on my burrito and just taking a big bite.
And to answer your question, I actually do love peanut sauce, but it doesn't go with everything. You get me some veggie rolls, I will down that stuff with peanut sauce. But like on a burrito that has like beans on it, that sounds bad.
All right. This campaign started on the right foot.
Oh.
All right.
We made the perfect team.
Yep. All right, so you guys arrive at Mama's place. Mama's house is it's just an apartment in South Night City, so it's in the combat zone. It's a fairly nice-ish apartment building. Like there's not tons of graffiti all over, and it's not all the windows aren't broken out. You know, like it looks like somebody actually like cared for the place a little bit. It's just old, really old. You go upstairs to Mama's apartment, and you're there, at the door to Mama's. Now you guys know that she's a mid-high ranking fixer. Like she hands out jobs to lower fixers, but she is one of those kinds of people that likes to spend a little bit of time with you. Not like this, oh, here, let's do a deal, let's run off. Like, you gotta come, you gotta sit down, you gotta talk to him,
Oh no, she's a Midwest grandma. Oh no.
Yes, pretty much. Going a little more southern, but like, it's the same thing.
Oh no.
So you're standing there at the door to Mama's house. Or her apartment.
Well, before I even knock on the door, I'm gonna pull this squeegee out from underneath my seat, walk around to the other side of the car, and just like squeegee all of the puke off of it.
Wow, Burnout, you did a pretty good job making it fit in with the combat zone.
Camouflage. First rule of any situation. Camouflage.
It's a brand new car.
Oh.
Come on.
Dreamer, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but by the time we come out of Mama's, you'll be lucky if you have the same tires on this sumbitch. I'm just saying.
Oh, don't worry, it's got decent.
I mean, you got to christen it somehow, right?
I mean, my throw up, head-on collision. Take your pick.
And I hop out of the passenger
Nobody
side.
drives it but me. Nobody's crashing my car. No.
That's true.
All
That
it
is
takes
true. If we crash, it will 100% be on you.
Oh, I'm too good of a driver to ever crash. Trust me.
I believe it. I believe it. You ain't crashed yet. And he gets out of the car and takes his helmet off and starts rifling through his bag looking for some medication, and he just goes, keyword being yet.
I mean, I thought I used to be all good stuff until I, botched up one job. Yeah, that's all it takes, and then everybody remembers the one time you botch up.
I did most of my screwing up early. Yeah, I mean, mistakes can happen, but they're not gonna happen behind the wheel. Trust.
Come on, I released Frost's search history one time, and you guys can't stop and stop talking about that. Come on, guys.
Okay,
Listen,
but I had
walking his way.
I had some good stuff in there. Do you need help up to the apartment, Pseudo?
Not from you. And he
Okay,
just keeps
all
going.
right.
Listen, all I'm saying is there are a few things in this world that are still sacred. One of them's browser history. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah. Are you sure about that?
100% sure about that. Listen, Dreamer, it's a beautiful car. I'm not gonna lie, it's a beautiful car, and I hope you enjoy it for as long as you can. But if there's one thing that I know, is if you love this, Night City will take it from you. And he just starts
Oh, don't
going
worry.
up the
I know how to
stairs.
do. All right, I follow, and I'm like, clap you on the back. Don't worry, I know how to fix it too.
He just he just straight up looks at her like, "What do you mean, fix it? Is it broke already?"
No, I'm saying like if we do get into like a chase or something and get shot at, I know how to fix all of that stuff. I can fix the engine. I can do all of my own maintenance. It'll be alive for as long as I need it to be.
Fair enough.
Just let me know when you can't find your way around the map program, right?
Frost is just giggling to herself. Just, like she's trying to keep it just kind of in, but just she does enjoy Pseudo and Burnout's presence. Like it's just kind of a little bit of her crowd when she's off the clock.
We have got to be the most dysfunctional team ever.
I guess it gives us the perks.
I mean, we're all good at what we do. That's enough, right?
So at that point, I'm gonna go knock on the door.
You knock, yeah. So you knock on the door, and Lila answers. Looks at you, looks past you just a little bit and sees the rest of them. It's like, yeah, come on, and leads you into Mama's house. Mama has a big kitchen, with their dining table, kitchen dining room, single room thing, with a nice dining table, and it's mostly muted, grayish colors, brown cabinets, and a nice wood table. And she's sitting over there with a Mama, is older, probably looks 60, 70-ish. Been in Night City for a long time. Been a fixer probably longer than most your characters have been alive. She does look the part of someone's old grandma or whatever. Knickknacks on the walls, got a dish of candy that's all stuck together. You pick up one piece, all of it comes. All those sorts of things, tins out and whatnot. She's over at her table there with a young woman, short brown hair, dressed up in a business attire. And she, motions over. Come on, y'all. Come sit down with Mama. Have some, come have some sweet tea.
That sounds nice. Besides real water for once. Frost takes a seat. Probably the chair's going to groan underneath Frost just a little bit. Subdermal armor adds a little bit of weight.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. All right, Lila, get some teas for everybody. And when those fritters going to be done?
Those what?
Fritters. We're having some corn fritters. Poor Kim, she's been sitting here for right on about 2 hours, and we're like, you can't just sit here. You got to have something.
I mean, fair. I could eat, but
yeah, you just emptied your stomach, so you're ready to go for a round
right.
two.
Quickest way to sober you up: feed somebody a vegan burrito. Anyway.
No.
Boy, Burnout, you really got to lay off that.
Anyway, Mama, here's your meds. He literally sets down this small gamut of pill bottles of pain pills, arthritis medication, right? There's probably a couple tubes of Bengay in there. All the stuff that you find in an old person's home kind of thing, right? And it's just all there, and he just kind of slides it over and then zips up his bag and just kind of...
Well, thank you much, Burnout. I really appreciate you picking this up for me. Lila comes over with the sweet teas and just quietly swoops up the meds off the table, and they disappear to wherever they go.
Hey, Mama. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Hey, Mama. Did you need any help setting up your internet? I know you had trouble with that in the past. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, it's been working right good since you were down here last. So, thank you much. So I know it's kind of unusual to have y'all here, especially without a phone call or nothing. But we got a little problem, and until I can evaluate this security risk we're facing, we're just gonna go like a little bit analog. So, um, little old Kim here, she she is apparently the assistant to one from Ziggurat. You guys know of him?
You just see Frost just kind of sink a little bit in her chair. Yeah, she's a suit. Oh boy. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
aware
I sure
of
know
the
you
men,
are.
or them. I'm aware of them.
Yeah, I know who they are.
Yep. Well, have you heard much about what's been going on there? At Ziggurat.
I mean, you see it. You hear the talk of it over at Lazarus.
Which part? The part where, old Ziggy there's convinced that, he's the be all end all of what public opinion should be and what should be allowed to be said and what shouldn't be said?
Oh, there's a lot going on there. There's so much to unpack with that personality. I swear, there's just something wrong with him.
It's like they're trying to be the next Elvis or something, but what do I know?
Who the hell is Elvis?
So, yeah,
Who the hell is Elvis? The key.
You don't know who Elvis?
Oh my lord!
I mean, you just go look it up on Citypedia. There's like a whole church dedicated to them.
Well, so you probably heard that he's been kind of a little less reliable lately. Banning lots of people. His little public spat going on with that Willie Mays that he kicked off his platform or whatever. Man, so there's been a lot going on with that, and well, little old Kim here come and needs you guys. So Kim, why don't you tell them a little bit about what's been going on, what we might need to do. And Kim is short brown hair. She looks a little timid. Got a nice suit on, whatnot. And Kim is like, well, I worked for UR, and they for a long time, and they haven't been themselves lately. Like, they have been not really doing all the stuff they're supposed to be doing around the office. Not like normal, like skipping out, but like, and like just been pulling away and not going to the doctor visits. And they started doing this project or whatever, and I'm really worried about them because they come home afterwards and they have nosebleeds, and you are passed out the other day, and like just fell, and won't go see the doctor or nothing. Canceled all their therapy sessions, and this whole spat online, and I don't know what's going on with this, but I'm really worried about UR.
Sounds like he's just having a bad synth coke trip. He's bleeding a lot of bloody noses and just being sporadic.
Well, that's possible, but I haven't seen him with any synth coke lately. I mean, that was more back in the Church of Elvis days.
Okay.
I mean, no offense, ma'am, and don't get me wrong, I'm not here to turn down your eddies in any capacity. But what I am kind of curious about is the fact of, like, this just sounds like run-of-the-mill depression, perhaps, and, possible, antics of psychological nature. What do you need a cleanup crew for?
Well, so this started a few weeks back, about the time he started with this public spat thing. But he started going to these off-site meetings, and then afterwards he'd come home dizzy or nose bleeding, headache, these sorts of things. And now he's like scheduling them more and coming back looking worse. And I don't know what he's doing. Um, and so both me and his doctor are really kind of worried about what's going on, because he's only taken like the driver and the bodyguard out to these meetings and then coming back. And what really got me over here is, he's been out there maybe 6 times or something, but now he said that he got something cleared up, and he's got like 4 visits scheduled this week, and the one on Saturday is going to be like all day or until he's done or something. And I don't know, I'm just worried that like he's gonna really hurt himself doing this thing. So I talked to the doctor, and we're kind of in agreement that like we wanted to see if you guys could like extract UR, and we could bring him in, but we need to know what he's doing so we know what's going on. And like so we can bring him into the doctor, and then we can get him fixed up or something.
So
I mean,
you just
to me, it sounds like a drug binge. Honestly, it sounds like they're getting a little bit too strung out for their own good.
what? Where is it he's going?
That's the thing. I don't know. I have a schedule, but he is going. So he's got these. Well, so all right, I'll tell you a little bit about UR. Like, ever since he started Ziggurat, he's always looking for the next like big project, right? The next technology or something that's gonna do something big. He always says, "Oh well, if it's a 1 in 1,000 chance, I'll just have to do 1,000 times. Do it 1,000 times." So every few months he comes up with one of these things, and numbers it. And he's been working on this. The latest one is X051. But he's been working on number 51 lately, and that's when a lot of this stuff started up. And so he has it marked as just off-site oversight on the project, and I don't know what he's doing there or where he's going. And so we want you guys to find out where he's going and what he's doing, so we know what we can do to help treat him, and then we want to try to get him in for treatment.
So you want us to follow him out to wherever he's going, and then bring him in to the doctor?
Yeah.
I mean, this seems simple enough. I mean, I have done an extraction or two for some low level execs, but we're talking about UR here, honey. Like, sorry, Kim. You before we even accept this, what are we looking at for pay? I hate to jump on this because of the concerns, but how much are you willing to pay for us to go pick up Elf Boy here? Well, them.
Well, I talked it over with Mama, and what I have for you, and Mama kind of steps in. Frost, honey, we got good Eddies here. She
I understand that, Mama.
she
It's
has
it is
$2,000 a piece upon completion, and a 4,000 Eddie expense account up front.
Okay. Well, all right. So, all right.
All right, not bad.
That's
Yeah.
actually very impressive. All right.
Sorry, I just while they're interacting with while Frost is interacting with Kim, Could I make a deduction roll to determine whether or not I think Kim is hiding or withholding information from us?
Yes, yes. Well, so that would be more likely a human perception.
Probably.
So you could make a deduction for that. That is trying to logically think through what.
Well, that's
they
what
might
he's
be
trying. I
hiding.
mean, it's not lining up for him, right? Why we're essentially a cleanup.
right.
We're essentially a cleanup crew. Why are you hiring a group of essentially smugglers, assassins to go pick up a wayward husband who's kind of acting depressed?
I did have one other thing, Kim, and I just this is something that like when I go on these kinds of jobs, are there driver logs? Because surely they aren't going to just simply haul a face of a company around without somebody having to keep tabs. So that way, if somebody has to point the finger, we have someone to point the finger at.
So
You know how this is.
absolutely are driver logs. I don't have access to them. Only UR has access to any of the
Human
data
Resources
around
doesn't
UR.
have access to that.
Um,
Motor Pool doesn't have access to that. Jeepers.
he keeps a lot of his own data pretty tight.
So they're just turning everything upside down on it. Oh boy.
But but I do have access to things that might be able to help you. I mean, here I brought a copy of his schedule with me, and this will actually go in the Discord chat.
Any information you got is going to make this job so much easier to do and saves all of us money.
So, I do have that, and I can, I have access to other things if you wanted to maybe, I don't know, come to the office or something. We might be able to get you into an interview or something. I can. I don't know. It's some of his stuff is hidden from me. It's all the special projects, Division 10 stuff that he doesn't like to share.
So basically, things that are going to probably be deep inside their specific net space that nobody else is probably going to be able to. Hey, pseudo.
So,
If we end up going over to Ziggurat, do you think maybe you could possibly do some digging around while we're working on this?
way ahead of you.
I think this. I think probably if we can get an idea of like which way UR is going before they even make their way out the door, it's gonna be so much easier to meet them there instead of trying to tail them.
So, Kim explains that like her big concern is that by Saturday this could be really bad if they're like doing badly after each of these visits, right? And is really worried that wants to get something done as soon as possible. But you can't. I mean, obviously, you guys might take a little bit of time to set this up because, well, it is UR.
Why hasn't Trauma Team come out to come pick them up if they're doing badly?
Right. So, yeah, we have a few things going on here. Burnout, things aren't totally lining up in your head. So you're kind of asking the question, why is Kim coming to you guys? And so you guys are a cleanup crew. You guys have, operate in that capacity. You could, in theory, operate more as extraction crew. I know that Frost does sometimes. But you guys also have a lot of skills that could be useful in a situation like this. As a medic or a med tech, you could help things if something goes wrong, especially with UR, with whatever he's doing. A nomad is able to follow cars and things like that, which could be really useful in figuring out what he's doing if you can't get into find out exactly what he's doing from like some sort of digital source or something. Which brings you to Pseudo, who can hack systems and whatnot, and so leaves the opportunities to acquire the data that's locked up that the assistant can't get into. And we have Frost is having done extractions, and it's always good to have at least one strong arm in a group, and especially one who's used to wearing a suit.
Well, no, like it's the what he's trying to figure out is essentially is more important, or is the project what she's really after? Because she keeps talking about how she doesn't know anything about this project. It's off-site. She has no knowledge of it. She's supposed to be his assistant, doesn't know what's going on with it. So he's trying to figure out, is she really interested in him, or is she more interested in what he's doing?
So the deduction would not tell you that sort of information per se. But a human perception would. So that's under the social skills, not perception, but human perception. And that would be more of reading her body language, authenticity, or whatnot. In terms of deduction, I think that both motives could reveal themselves the same behavior.
I'm also paying close attention to this whole interaction. May I also roll a human perception?
Yes, you may. Actually, anybody who wants to can roll human perception, since you guys, are engaged with these people.
So do I click on the skill I'm using and then roll the dice?
So you kind of pick up the thing where it is. I always have to look at it. So the box that has like your actual number in it for your base, you kind of pick that up and you toss it in the tray.
Okay.
All right. So, Burnout, you are picking up that, and Dreamer. Actually, all you guys kind of are, but there seems to be genuine concern for UR and how he's doing.
All right.
The concern around the project seems to be more directed at him and not about the project itself, but like that's what you're getting as a strong sense that she is being basically honest and has a connection with UR, whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, he's very much trying to figure out whether or not this is the concerned wife or the soon-to-be rich widow. You know what I'm saying? Like, like he's trying to figure out which angle she's really coming from. But like, if it's more of the concerned spouse kind of like level of concern, okay, I get it. But yeah, that's what he's trying to figure out. That's what he's trying to pick up on. Yeah.
So, yeah, you're getting more of the concerned spouse. There's what you're sensing is kind of, at least in terms of them, there's some sort of relationship, but it's not necessarily like any sort of physical or whatever. But there's an intimacy to working with somebody for a decade, like personally. So
my work wife wants to know what I'm doing and where I go and do things too. I get it.
Yeah. So that's basically what you're picking up, and that you are picking up frustration, but it's more about changes in schedules and how things like should be, messing with the status quo.
Does
Is kind of what you're catching there.
does he have insurance? I'm assuming platinum tier.
Yes, he does have insurance.
Do you have his policy number by chance, or can you get it?
Yeah, I can get his policy number.
If you can get me his policy number, then Pseudo here might be able to find out where he's going. Trauma Team tracks all their clients at all times.
Wouldn't that require me getting into a Trauma Team IT room?
Yeah, I can get you into
Server room, I should say.
into a server room at the warehouse.
If you're sure.
I can get that for you. Mama kind of steps in and goes, honey, it's probably time we explain some of the potential constraints in here. So I've been talking with Kim, and that agent of yours, all those digital communications, they got to go through something.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they go through?
Ziggurat's little URs, basically little projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, right through the data pool, and Ziggurat's got its talons and everything there. And so you got to be careful what you say or what you type in there, because you might get their attention on that, which is why we had to call you out all hush hush. But
I mean, yeah, pinging a client through Trauma Team that's not unusual. It's not unheard of.
No, but Kim, tell them when to talk to you. And she kind of like stammers a little bit. Oh yeah. So since you can't call or anything, I gave you a schedule. And I go for walks 3 times each day. For the morning morning meditation, noon, and evening meditations. And so you'll have to meet me out. You'll have to meet me out on my route past the little park over there by the Ziggurat building each morning or evening. And if you're out there right at 7, noon, or 5, then I can talk to you. And so I can bring you a schedule tomorrow morning in the morning at 7.
All right.
But
we can't keep meeting at the same time though, because people watch. There's always people watching.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Really? You work for a megacorp and you never thought of that?
Well, I don't.
Well, I mean, you are his personal assistant.
I mean, I just watched some James Bond movies.
Who?
Classics. But
Yeah.
no, the thing is, if they keep noticing that you keep meeting with us at certain times in the day, security's going to start asking some questions, and you don't want to get your ass put in a fire now, do you?
So here's a question. Here's a question. How much pull do you have within the company?
Well, it depends on what.
Well, I mean, Ur's got to have some sort of security detail that goes with him wherever he goes, right?
So he's been leaving most of the security behind and just taking Bonnie as bodyguard.
Right, but he's got to be handed off at some point. Someone of that particular status can't just vanish, like just poof. Someone's got to know. I was just thinking, if he's got like some sort of security detail, how difficult would it be to get our resident wet work specialist on said security detail as like a special hire or something along those lines.
Oh no! Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I
I could get you on on the schedule for an interview tomorrow morning.
I guess I could.
I mean, best intel comes from on site, right, Frost?
Yes, but there's there's a little bit of a concern that if I get myself tangled up between two corporations, I'm going to fall through everything. Now, then again, Lazarus, that I do this work because I might need to stop by. I might need to take a stop by the office and talk to my handler, and then we'll go from there. Okay? How about we do that? We'll go ahead and book me for the interview, and I'll just send an email saying I'm sick if I can't make it. Okay?
All right, I'll get you set up with something.
Yeah.
And
Here's a good look on you.
Like, Burnout just kind of like looks at Dreamer with that dad, like, cut it out kind of look.
Well-
Excuse me, Kim.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to be able to get me a card to get into the facility, would you? To bit the corporate office itself.
I mean, so we might be able to get somebody in the office, like admin or something like that. Do some of the paperwork or maybe programming or something. We're always looking for extra people, and so we might be able to squeeze you into somebody's schedule for an interview tomorrow if you want.
I mean, Pseudo's a pretty good tech. I've seen them working over at Militech over on their servers when I've stopped in. So I mean, I'd say they'd blend in pretty well over there. But I'll get some things figured out.
Push comes to shove, there is a backup plan.
However, I'd say that 4,000 needs to be paid up front before we can talk all we want, but until that 4,000's put on the table, nothing's getting done.
I mean, honestly, I'm listening to all of this, and I think we might need to kick up that signing bonus to at least 4,500.
Now, I think it's a pretty reasonable price. We're not big leagues. We're not Morgan Blackhands or Johnny's or Adams or whatever.
Yeah, but if we don't act like we deserve the same stuff as them, we'll never reach that level.
However, if you ask too much, everybody's going to roll eyes at you.
True.
Not if you get the job done.
I mean, Dreamer got a point.
Mama looks at you guys and goes, well, the 4,000's already on the table. So if you
Okay.
want me, I can divvy it up to you guys, or we can get a hold of some things that you might need.
Well, my last suit got a little torn up, so I don't know if maybe in the morning, like if maybe we could get me a new suit lined up, that'd be fantastic. It kind of got screwed up on, well, I had to pick up a rather fussy client, so I need a new one.
Oh, I understand, honey. Some of them are
Thank you.
ornery. We'll get one over by your place.
Thank you.
Lila, did you hear that? Yeah, go make some calls for me.
Maybe also in the ziggurat colors, because I think that'll really help with selling, how I am.
All right, honey.
Frost,
So yeah,
are you nervous?
Yeah. Me? this is kind of a big deal. I'm usually used to picking up small time accountants and paper pushers. This is the first time I'm going after a face. Like, yeah, this is kind of a big deal. I'm excited, but just a little nervous.
I wouldn't be nervous.
Yeah, honestly, this is a big deal. This is like the first time I feel like the group is being taken really seriously. Like, this is a big job, which is why I thought that we might deserve a little more pay. Big job, big pay. You know what I mean?
But as someone who, pretty much lives, eats, breathes the corporate rat race and, picks up a few jobs on the side, you got to take what you can get sometimes. You can ask for a little more, but don't reach too far because your hand's going to get cut off.
I heard
I agree. That's why I only asked for 500 more.
There's a unofficial saying over at Arasaka corporate levels. You heard about it?
Can't say that I have.
You keep
Don't
what
work
you
for them.
You keep what you kill. Just keep that one in mind.
What does that make my programs?
Oh, okay. All right. I'm used to.
I think
not being
according
able
to
to keep whatever I pick
Arasaka, that would make you a target, because if you get killed, your programs then belong to them. So you need some protection, is what that means for you.
All right.
I guess that's what you're all here for, right?
Suda, when have I let you down?
Oh,
Birthdays, Christmas.
Okay,
New
look, sometimes
Year's.
those are the best days to pick up people.
Just this long list of times just starts rolling off of everybody's tongue.
Burnout. There was that one time I bought there's a reason why I keep my resting bitch face while I'm at the office. Anyway, I will finish up my tea and clean up my plates before I get up to leave.
Yeah, and Mama kind of steps in as you guys are going back and forth. Goes, all right, let's get back to business at hand.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do 4,000. That's what we can agree on. So that's what we're gonna go with this 4,000 up front. But I know you guys are up and coming, and so I understand that. And maybe if you guys can get this done quickly and quietly, then maybe we can toss in a little extra. I can help you out.
Okay.
With that. But we might as well. We got to run through a couple of the details. One, you got to get him out, right? Two, you can't be hurting him, right? We want to help him, So, no hurting the target there, but gotta watch what you're saying on those devices of yours. And then you got to get him back to the doctor, and she scribbles down on a piece of paper a address, and is going to hand it to somebody. Frost, I think you're the most reliable to hand this to.
Okay. Who are we taking this to? Dr. Phoenix, or let's have a look.
Take it to that doctor. When you're done, it's just an address. That's all it is.
Okay.
She writes down.
Write down the notes.
And then she writes down writes down a phone number, and is going to hand it over. Anybody but Burnout.
Anybody but me? Really?
You're gonna lose it.
I
Or
am
throw
not.
it.
All right, doctor's address.
You have the doctor's address. I'm gonna give
And-
Dreamer a phone number,
All right.
and this is Kim's phone number.
What-
Don't call it.
What part of the city is the
Understood.
address in?
So the address is in the old combat zone.
Oh boy.
So yeah, it's probably some Ripper clinic over there in the old combat zone. But that's what you have on there. They pass over your schedule, which I sent over to you in Discord. And then Mama kind of leans in towards Burnout and says, "Can you keep yourself together on this one?
Yeah.
Because you look like shit.
No kidding.
You smell like it."
Well, yeah. Okay, so listen. They put peanut sauce in the burrito with the hot sauce, which we both know is not a good combination. Okay? That is not my fault. Right? And don't you worry about that one, because yeah.
I'm actually with Burnout on this one. That's a terrible idea. That will actually make like honestly being sober, that might make me puke.
Well, Burnout, I vouched for you talking to that UR's doctor there, and he has something for you. And she pulls out a air hypo and a vial, and he says this is some sort of concentrated turbo torpor or something, and he has this the special air hypo here. It's calibrated to UR's biomonitor, and it should put him to sleep if you give him a dose here.
So I take hard restraints are going to be a no-no with UR.
Well, we don't want to hurt him.
Well,
If-
of course
if
not. Handcuffs are for, the extractant's safety.
The more comfortable he is, the better we all are.
Oh, okay.
When
So the
everything's
fuzzy
done,
one's
right?
got it.
So when it's all over, we want, everything to work out well.
All right, don't worry. We'll make sure they get to the doctor safely.
Now, two things to consider, right? Is if he has such high level insurance, if anything happens to him, trauma team's gonna come get him. And we don't want to tussle with my friends. Like, we don't want that happening.
No.
So, you're sure this, and he like Burnout holds up the hypo spray. You're sure this is just gonna put him to sleep, not reduce his heart rate, not cause blood pressure spikes, not cause his brain to have an aneurysm or nothing, right?
The doctor tells me it just put him to sleep. It's supposed to be linked to his biomonitor, so it can shift the dose.
All right then. He literally takes it and he puts it in his bag and just.
Yep. And he goes, and honey, that vial should have 2 doses worth.
Is he gonna need more
Kim.
than one?
Probably not, but it's always good to have spare.
Good to know.
Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
You happen to have a list of employees on hand? Maybe books or something? Payment records, insurance types, anything like that.
I mean, we got lists of employees. Is there something specific you're looking for?
I'm looking for someone with medical issues. I need someone I can conceivably maybe have a sick day.
Wait, you need somebody to have a sick day?
I'm picking.
Yeah,
up, I'm
just
picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking up.
Yeah,
what you're putting down.
I
Just,
think I could help make them pretty sick.
Kim looks like
We just-
dumbfounded.
We just need
and,
them
like,
to.
what
We
you're-
just need them to not come to work for a day or two.
Give them some
Oh.
PTO. Give them some PTO. Maybe they worked real hard.
I guess I should clarify, Kim. I wasn't talking about zeroing anybody. I'm not the talking type, but I guess I should clarify that. But yeah, just need someone who could conceivably have a random sick day and really need to take off,
Oh, all right. I
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
I think I could do something like that.
It's just in case I can't get no ID to get in or anything. It's like a plan B.
All right. So, it's about that time. You're sitting there and you hear this like ding, kind of alarmy type sound, like your device would do or whatever. It's like dee 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 dee, goes off in the kitchen, and Mama kind of walks over there and like pulls up a little hollow screen out of the counter, and is like taking a look at it, and you see on there like basically feeds from security cameras outside. And she looks down there, and there's some kid walking over towards a very nice Impala with a can of spray paint. And
Yeah.
she looks over and goes, Dreamer, you might want to go help that youngin' down there reconsider their choices.
I point my gun out the window and I say, back off. Like literally have a gun
that's
out the
face
window
down, face
leveled
down.
at a kid.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a face down. So, on the character sheet,
Night City giveth and Night City taketh away.
where would it be? Main.
Burnout, you called it. I owe you a beer.
No, is it? Where's the face down in here?
It'll be a
Reputation,
D10
life-
reputation. Cool.
Life path. And actually, each of you guys, since we started you guys a little bit more experienced, you guys can each have 1 point of reputation.
Nice.
Where is that? Okay, here it is.
And let's see. Since I don't have a random kid at hand, I was. So, you'll go ahead and roll your face down, Dreamer. It is basically D10 plus your cool and your reputation against theirs. It's a roll off. Oh, got it. Yeah, so that was.
I'm pretty cool.
Oof. Ooh, all right. So you stick your head out there and you're pointing the gun and yelling at him. He looks up. He drops the can of spray paint. And just like starts wetting himself, like standing there.
Yeah,
next to your
don't
car.
you touch my car, punk.
Bye, Ray-Ban.
And then goes running. Just like as
That's
fast as he
right.
can.
Well, I guess we just scored ourselves a can of spray paint.
Heck
yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
we
it's
can get rid of
nice.
that awful purple.
It's nice glow in the dark spray
kidding.
paint.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And Mama looks over you. Now, Dreamer, I was thinking a little bit more civil than yelling out the window.
If I didn't yell out the window, I might not have caught him in time. Paint's not going on my brand new car.
Well, think about it. Some nice glow in the dark decals. So, when you're burning through the cities tonight, it wouldn't look too bad.
Do you know how long I've had to work for the family to get something this nice?
No,
I've been
not really.
whittling since I was like
I
13.
interject like an uncle at Thanksgiving. So about them fritters, Mama. Where are those things? You know, they've been in the oven
crap.
for a while.
Oh, you got fry fritters up. I mean,
Oh yeah,
so
corn fritters gotta be fried.
Well,
Yeah.
what do I know, Mama? I've never had a fritter.
but good call there. Yep, it's that time that Lila's got to come over with the corn fritters, all fresh fried up, warm and greasy, and puts them out there, and refills everybody's sweet tea, and
Thanks, Lila.
oh, no problem.
I love the tea. I can't really do the fritters because it seems like you baked them up all together. So, animal products don't really sit well in my stomach.
All right, I guess it's just more for me. I guess. Well.
Lila says, Dreamer, give me a moment here, because I got a second batch to go through. So, I'll whip up some for you.
I mean, there's no worries. You don't need to. I can just grab something on the way to the doctor's. I'll be fine.
I mean, I got some.
Don't worry about that. I got the batter almost done over here. Just a moment.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
Pseudo.
If you insist, I appreciate it.
And a few minutes later, she comes back with some vegan fritters for you.
Nice.
But yeah. So, let's see. Do you guys have any questions or any more questions at this point?
No.
I think we got a lot of info.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I feel like this is a good place to. What are you guys thinking for your next moves? You're going to have Diamond Dust go in for an interview. Or not Diamond Dust. Frost going for an interview. Pseudo, you're wanting to just more get an ID and more or less break into the places. Where you go with that?
Yep. Yeah.
Any specific? Are we going to break out into to have some other people run with Pseudo, or is anybody else trying to wanting to get in on staff in some capacity, security, office worker, programming?
I was actually planning on going over with Burnout to the doctor to discuss everything there with them, and hopefully with our little pre-work bonuses get a couple extra things installed. Since I have the hardware ready and good to go, I just need the parts installed.
All right. Cool. Just trying to make sure I got the right direction we're going with here.
All right, so.
Since we normally are going to go for about the 3 Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern, or what is it, noon to 2 or so, then I think right now is actually probably a good time for us to cut it and move into session 2 with you guys breaking up and heading out to do your respective things. You have the rest of the afternoon / evening for Sunday, and then you can go, you'll have an interview in the morning the next day.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
All right. So, yeah, thank you everybody for joining us here on Cybernation Uncensored for session 1 of I Know You're a Twit, but What Am I? Totally fictional story about fictional things. Totally made up, of course. yeah, let's outro ourselves. So I will pass it off to my players to say who they are, where we can find them, what they're up to, and then yeah. So let's go over to Kurt.
Hey everybody, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been awesome. Like, yeah. So you got to meet Burnout today. So I hope that was fun for each and every one of you. More to come with Burnout as the time goes. As you can see, his name very much fits who he is. I am Kurt, also known as Covenant the Horrible Alchemist. You can find me everywhere at the following socials. Shaw. Aside from that, you can find me on Sundays, again, starting in January, for Shadowport Adventures, Luck of the Draw, which is a long-term Star Wars RPG campaign on Emporium for the Wayward Gamer. And then coming up in February, I will be launching a Blade Runner campaign. Same channel, stuff like that. But also on Wednesdays is Legends of Saltmarsh over on Emporium. Pretty much that's the other place you can find me. Throughout the week, hit and miss on Tuesdays and Fridays. I do streaming of just regular good old video games on my personal channel. Past that, that's all I got right now. It's the winter season and the holidays, so things right now are a little kind of until we get into the new year, and then all kinds of projects and things like that start ramping up big time.
All right. And next, Diamond Dust.
Hello, I'm Diamond Dust from the Moonlighters group. You can catch me here on Twitch pretty much every day. Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evenings. Wednesday, I have a morning and evening stream. My evening stream on Wednesday is Cyberpunk RED with my group. Basically, they're all now just a bunch of exotics, and they're about to go do a heist over at N54, well, extracting someone. And then on the weekends, I normally stream at 4 Eastern time. You can just catch me over here on Twitch primarily. I'm over on Twitter and over on a different website, unnamed. And also, I'm on Discord. Please feel free to bug me on Discord. Like, I'm up at weird hours.
I know I do.
But like, other than that, please do feel free to come visit. Wonderful crowd. Also, every Saturday I do Cyberpunk Homebrew. And also, to all my trans friends, I normally do this on my stream, but seeing how I'm not on my stream today, make sure you take your meds. You're wonderful. You're valid. Keep doing yourself. Well, keep doing your beautiful selves. Keep it up.
Hell yeah.
All right. Thank you for that reminder. That's a good one. All right. Let's move over to Crimson.
Hey y'all, again, it's been Crimson Galaxy. That is Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. My pronouns are they, them, she, and they. And I was playing Dreamer today. Super fun. Her pronouns are she, her, by the way. And yeah, honestly, I'm really looking forward to next week. You can find me on Twitter at sin_gal, Twitch and Instagram at crimson_galaxy_RPG, and basically you can hit me up, talk to me, hang out, chill. I'm also on Discord, crimson_galaxy number 3090, if you do want to reach out. And yeah, as far as games, I actually do have a session 0 today. I'm just not entirely sure if it's getting streamed or not. So I'm unsure if I should mention that. But yeah, I gave you the list of this week's games earlier. I'm not going to hit that up again.
All right. And Anthony.
Hello, I am Anthony. I played as Pseudo today. And you can't really find me anywhere on social media per se, but I'm active on Discord pretty much all the time. I usually bring my phone everywhere with me, like normal humans. So if you message me on there or at me on there, I usually respond. Otherwise, It was great, and I loved this first session. The roleplay was amazing. The team was amazing. It was like dysfunctional, but also really fun and entertaining. I loved it.
Absolutely. It was an awesome session, and I think your characters and you guys all have like a real good chemistry going between everybody. So I'm looking forward to next time. And yeah, it was great for everybody to join us today. Thank you for joining us on Cybernation Uncensored for I Know You're Twit, but What Am I? You can catch us next Monday, same time, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you then. Thank you.
Bye.
We'll see yous.
Cybernation Uncensored.